I decided to try speedrunning Resident Evil 3 Platinum Trophy. Despite guides telling me that it should take anywhere between 15 and 25 hours, I said nope. So I came up with a very simple yet straightforward plan I called getting every trophy as quickly as possible plan. The first stage consisted of completing the game on easy while getting every trophy except for the difficulty related ones along the way. That means getting every single one of the 76 collectibles in the game for Goodbye Charlie and Bookworm trophies, picking up all 10 weapons for Kendo's Armory trophy, and unlocking every safe, locker, strongbox and lock for the Master of Unlocking. All that while not using item boxes and not healing. And for the next and the final stage, I had to replay the game on Inferno, aka my life difficulty, and finish it in under 2 hours while saving 5 times or less. Was I able to get into Top Achievers leaderboard, or did my inventory overwhelm me and Nemesis crushed my ambitions? Let's find out. The initial escape sequence went without a hitch, and don't let the footage tell you otherwise.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
But after this very questionable start, I got to work.
Okay, so the first Mr. Everywhere is actually here. And I missed it my first time around, and I kinda had to redo this part, which is, I mean, not a big deal. So here, should get my ammo pouch, and Mr. Everywhere, and a document.
I got my lockpick and bolt cutters and decided to do some backtracking so I could collect everything before spawning Nemesis.
Now I'm gonna be going to the toy store to pick up a couple of collectibles. Also, there's a zombie behind me, but it's alright.
And the plan worked great! No collectibles could hide from me and my quickly thrown together guide, as I was able to breeze through the area unscathed and pick up everything.
Alright, so far so good. I actually picked up every single collectible I needed until this point. Next part is gonna be a little bit annoying. I am considering actually not using a healing item in the next section. In case you don't know, like, you actually do get your health back in a couple of sections anyway. So like, it's not that big of a deal.
By the time I got to the power station, I felt invincible and was killing drain demons left, right and center, and healing item usage was at all times low. That is, until I got back to the street where Nemesis broke through the wall and clocked me straight in the jaw. Although even he couldn't stand in the way of Jill's ability to throw grenades and perform perfect dodges. But my troubles weren't over just yet, as I found myself in another stinky situation. Literally, as I made it to the sewer section in just over 30 minutes of playtime. But unlike Resident Evil 2, this part isn't hard at all, and I dispatched all the sewer monsters to the afterlife with my trusty shotgun.
Now, there should be a file, another file, a grenade launcher, which I'm not gonna be picking up at the moment. Right, and that's it. I'm not sure if I should pick it up. I think I shouldn't. I don't have enough inventory.
As you can probably tell, at this stage inventory management was quickly becoming an issue. To be able to finish this game as quickly as possible, I had to pick up every single weapon in the game on this playthrough. Plus, because I was playing on assisted, I was given the assault rifle, which I wouldn't have otherwise, and I couldn't get rid of any of the weapons I had to pick up. Usually I can just store them in the item boxes, but I couldn't use those either, and I still had to keep enough space for key items and ammo. Sacrifices needed to be made.
It kinda sucks that I have to leave a lot of things behind, but it is what it is. Behind this door is the final Charlie doll in this sewer section.
Or so I thought, because despite my best efforts, I managed to miss a Charlie doll. Luckily I checked just as I was about to exit the area and was able to reload the checkpoint to quickly pick it up.
Yeah, I know which one I missed. I missed this one.
And there it was, my first showdown with Nemesis. After he almost burned me alive, I used my gamer hacks, pumped him full of lead, and he was out of my way. At least for now. But not everything was going as smoothly. I knew that the main challenge of this playthrough wasn't the enemies themselves, so I was playing pretty sloppy, which almost caused my death in a couple of sections.
I have to be better than that. If I play like that in Inferno, I don't stand a chance.
I made it to the police station in just under an hour and killed Zombie Bread, which unlocked another miscellaneous trophy I needed on this playthrough.
I'm probably not gonna be saving here on Inferno playthrough like at all. I'm gonna have to go to the West office, pick up a couple of things.
Overall, this part went pretty well. I said it went pretty well. Yeah, it was kinda bad, but despite being awful, I managed to push through and still had 0 healing items used to my name.
And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
And just like that, I was almost at the second Nemesis fight and had my last chance to pick up a grenade launcher that I had absolutely no inventory space for, which forced me to delete some precious resources. Seriously, on this run, inventory management was my nemesis and not this dude, because the fight itself really didn't work out for him. You'd think he'd learn not to mess with me by now, but he was just as stubborn as I was on the day PS5 pre-orders went live. I quickly killed every zombie and hunter in the hospital as Carlos and got to the siege section.
Even on Inferno, like if you have a rocket launcher, this section is pretty easy. Oh shit, well. By the way, I promise you guys, like when I was playing it last time, I played a hell of a lot better. But now, because like I have a goal to kind of speedrun, I'm not being like super cautious. And that's the reason I keep messing up. I was thinking I would finish this game in 2 hours. Like all collectible. I mean, I still might. Like it's still possible, don't get me wrong, but seems a bit far-fetched.
It was finally time to get the last 2 weapons and pick up the last locks in the game. Of course, inventory was still a huge problem, but I was starting to feel more confident.
Oh. I will try to get, what's it called? I forgot the trophy name, where you have to like collect all 3 fuses in under 5 minutes. Should be able to do it. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. And like a lot of those trophies, a lot of those collectibles I could technically pick up on Inferno, but it's all about not having to worry about it later, you know? By the way, I'm a bit concerned that I didn't get 2-in-1 trophy, like for killing 2 enemies in one shot. Because what it basically means that I might have to redo a couple of sections for it, which I really don't want to.
With Electric Slide trophy out of the way, I was free to go into the nest.
Almost 2 hours. This is not going well.
I knew that I had to make up for the slow start, so I was trying to get through the nest as quickly as possible. There I also picked up my last Charlie doll and experienced my biggest failure of this playthrough. I was fighting the stage 2 nemesis and it was going well until he did his very uncool tentacle move that I didn't dodge in time, resulting in my first death.
What? Okay, that was pretty embarrassing.
My confidence was crushed, but not as crushed as Nemesis, because my second attempt really didn't play out in his favor, which brings us to the last boss fight of the game. And though it is a cakewalk on this difficulty, don't let it fool you. On my next playthrough on Inferno, it's going to be the hardest thing in the entire game. With the final form of Nemesis down, I was able to pick up the last document, and with that my first playthrough was over.
First playthrough, done. As a sprinter... Oh, that's kind of funny. I actually managed to do it under 2 hours, but just minimalist. Yes, no item boxes, no healing. I haven't healed once. Let's see what I'm actually missing. 2 for 1.
But as you remember, I was still missing 1 miscellaneous trophy for killing 2 enemies with 1 shot, so I decided to reload the previous save, pick up the shotgun before heading into the power station and use it to kill 2 drained demons in 1 shot, which worked out perfectly.
Okay. So now I'm basically only missing S-Rank Inferno and I'm done.
But before we start, I have to make a disclaimer. I used shop items by buying an early unlocked DLC. Yes, it is possible to beat Inferno without it, but it would add at least 1 more playthrough and a considerable challenge, and since it's not a competitive speedrun and it's allowed on PSN Profiles leaderboards, I decided to take this safer approach. Now, what's so special about Inferno? Well, first of all, you have no checkpoints in the game, there are fewer manual save points, not that it matters since you can't save more than 5 times for an S-Rank anyway. You die to most enemies in 1 hit unless you carry defense coins, then it's about 2 hits, perfect dodge window is very narrow, the enemy spawns are different and enemies are faster and more aggressive.
This is, by the way, the only checkpoint on Inferno difficulty. The only one. The problem is, if I die, I'm better off just starting a new game anyway, since if I do continue, counts my previous like play time, which because I need to finish it under 2 hours, I really shouldn't do. I might die here actually, if I'm not careful. Yes, I kinda have to perfect dodge here, like otherwise I would get beat and die instantly. It won't be like that very soon, like I will pick up a couple of coins and stuff like that, so I won't die in 1 bite. But as it is now, bite is basically death. Okay, this section is gonna be like, if I live through it, then I should be fine.
I was lucky enough to get through the intro section on my first try and reach the item box where I picked up the real MVP of this playthrough, the Infinite Rocket Launcher. With it equipped, I was unstoppable. Any enemy that caught a glimpse of me immediately had a rocket heading in their direction. That being said, it wasn't completely safe. Any mistake or missed shot could potentially mean death and cost me a lot of time. I made it to the power station where I saved my game for the first time, and man am I glad that I did. I didn't die there, but I came very close multiple times. I narrowly escaped my first encounter with the Nemesis, made it through the sewer section on my first attempt, and it was time to fight the flamethrower Nemesis, which is where I made my second save and finally noticed that my camera wasn't recording.
Okay, so I just realized that I haven't been recording for the last 20 minutes. Like my face cam, I guess. That's not ideal, but whatever. This fight shouldn't be too hard. All things considered, it's an easy fight.
Despite my confidence, it didn't go as planned, but it definitely could have been worse.
Oh wow. Well, good thing I saved. I am on caution just because of the coins. If it wasn't the coins, I would probably be dead right now. No, scratch that, I would definitely be dead right now.
Escaping the rocket launcher Nemesis, on the other hand, went a lot better, and in no time he was no longer an immediate threat.
Man, I really hope I won't die to the bubblehead here. But that's gonna suck. Did it once on Inferno before and I was really unhappy about it.
But what was still a threat was a bubblehead that Nemesis shot down to crush me. Funnily enough, you can literally walk away from it, but I still managed to mess it up multiple times before, but not this time.
Carlos, just go, dude. Don't stop. I guess the question is, am I saving at the start of the police station?
Because I didn't make a save, I had to make sure that I can get through the police station in one try. Mistakes weren't allowed.
There's quite a bit of progress that I don't want to have to redo.
Luckily, I finished this whole section without taking damage.
Can't save here, right? Yeah, I should probably save. It's before the next boss fight. That's probably a good idea to save now.
After my third save, another boss fight with Nemesis was just ahead, but I wasn't messing around this time, and in about 15 seconds he was knocked out cold with my trusty rocket launcher.
The infinite rocket launcher is OP on this difficulty. From what I remember, like the only difficult parts here are the hunters. Everything else is pretty easy. I mean, I honestly should be able to get to the nest in under 4 hours. Right? Under 4 hours, yeah, it should be doable. Like maybe 4.5 hours for the platinum, if I get lucky. That's a big if.
Now, the reason I'm worried about hunters is they can sometimes dodge your rockets and have a jump attack that can kill you in one hit on any difficulty.
Well, it's not hard to kill them on this difficulty with an infinite rocket launcher, right? Like, it's not... That's not the problem. The problem is that it's... like, if you miss, you're basically insta-dead.
With the most dangerous room of the hospital dealt with, I was almost ready to leave, but not before completing the siege section.
I'm a bit on the fence whether I should save before the hospital siege or not. Saved 3 times? No, I'm not gonna save. As long as I watch out for the hunter, I should be fine, because there is absolutely no danger other than that. Kind of have to watch the shutters now, because when they're about 2/3 closed, then the hunter jumps in and I have to look out for that, because otherwise I die.
Right on cue, the hunter jumped through the window, right to his death.
I think I will probably save now as Jill before heading to the nest. So yeah, I'll use a save. 3 hours, 28 minutes. Well, as I said, I will get to nest in under 4 hours. I'm alright on healing items. I should probably be fine, to be honest. Like, only the last boss fight is what actually kind of worries me. How am I doing on time? Let's see. Like, in game time, 59 minutes. That's actually not bad. That is actually not bad. Like, I made it to the nest in under an hour, basically.
The nest was going fine. I was blazing through it without looking back, but there was still one room that really worried me.
Alright, wish me luck.
On Inferno, there are 4 hunters instead of 2, and there is always a chance that they will use the insta-kill jump attack, which one of them actually did, but luckily missed.
As I said, that's actually the very dangerous part. I was actually kind of lucky. I got hit, but he didn't use the attack that insta-kills you. That might have been really bad. Unfortunately, I can't save here. I would very much like to do so. But if I died in a nest, I would have to do everything starting with the police station, which I really don't want to.
Despite dying to this boss fight on my last playthrough, I wasn't too worried here as beating Nemesis Stage 2 with a rocket launcher is laughably easy. Now to the fun part. With the final save made, I was ready to face the hardest part of this challenge. In this fight, the Nemesis is extremely fast and unpredictable, and he has a few combos that will stun lock and kill you. This fight would make or break my run. You have to shoot the weak spots while dodging very fast attacks to temporarily put Nemesis down and use this time to insert the batteries. Repeat it 3 times and you're good to go, but it's usually easier said than done.
Shit, did I actually do it second try? Holy shit. Okay, that's... No fucking way. Oh my god, dude. Last time I did it, it took me an hour and a half. I'm not even kidding.
With only one place I could possibly fail in left, I pushed on to finally finish this playthrough.
Just not to miss Nikolai now, because that would suck if I did. I haven't done it once yet, but you know, it's always the first time. Hell yeah. Well, that's how you platinum Resident Evil 3 in under 4 hours. 33 out of 33. 3 hours, 45 minutes. Let's go to the 100% club. 3 hours, 45 minutes should land me right in the 12th fastest achiever.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and let me know whether you want to see me complete more games in this format.